Howdy mates, here's just the short film. Any of you recognize, oh yeah, part 4 by the way, any of you recognize this leaf here? Notice its large size and it has its serrated edges that kind of look like a wave in an ocean, or even a razor blade too. You may have noticed that the leaves alternate along the stem. Well, I'll actually show you a scientific name. Castanea denta. I believe this was meant to say dentata. And just so you know, this particular tree is a very rare one. Practically endangered at this point. It is known as the American chestnut. You see, as it got into the early 1900s, a particular fungus, it's the first time I've said the fungus, it's a complicated name, but from what I recall, it starts with like cryptocenthum, something like that. It was introduced from China and it was brought over here. And basically, this created something known as the chestnut blight. Essentially, this fungus, it forms a canker in the bark. And then what happens is it infects the different branches of the tree, and then eventually winds up killing it as a result. You see, American chestnut was considered the perfect tree. It had the right stature, and it was large enough, comparable to that of our oaks, and they also produced these chestnuts that were edible for both wildlife and for people. Very common, especially in the eastern United States, and they spanned all the way down to the states where it met with the Gulf Coast. So it looks like this one is probably mixed with another hybrid, possibly, just because the true American chestnut, it still exists, but pretty much it only exists in the form of sprouts. There's exceptional difficulty for it to reach full maturity because of the blight. But they were a very predominant tree, especially in North America. And it's quite of a shame that something like that happened to such a beautiful tree. The only reason that I'm really filming it is because this is in a protected property that is well known. If that was a naturally growing, like it wasn't cultivated by any means, I would not be posting the location whatsoever. Just because it's a very rare form of tree. And you figure there are indeed other species of Castanea. And those are unfortunately becoming a bit more rare too. So, alright. I think that about wraps it up. Take care.